Hey everybody, it's Jeremy here. And listen, people are asking, hey, are we going to get a big bullish market? Are we going to have a bear trend here? Like, what's going on? We started the year pretty good, and now it's just kind of fizzled. We're coming into 7 weeks into the new year, and so what's the future going to hold for us? Are we going up? Are we going down? Find out in this market update for February 20th, 2023. Let's go. Hello, everybody. It's Jeremy Whaley here from Trade Maestro. I hope you're doing fantastic today, and I wanted to get a little market update out. I know I always say I'm going to do more, and then before you know it, life gets in the way, get really busy with stuff, and that's why you should become a member over at Trade Maestro so you can get access to all my premium content and join me on my Sunday night profit picks where you're going to get the market updates because I'm going to show up on Sunday nights because that's when I always do it. Anyway, let's jump in here. Tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this, it's President's Day, so the market's actually closed. But I wanted to give you a little update on where we're going here and what's been going on. As the saying goes, as January goes, so goes the rest of the year. That's how the saying goes. We had a pretty decent January, kind of. First couple of weeks were pretty good, and then it kind of fizzled, and here we are. And we've really been stuck for all of February. So let's take a look over here. Come over to the chart. And what you're seeing, you're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You see that we have definitely broken above, and we have been above for quite some time now, these bearish trend lines. This was January. January started off really strong, and then we're not going anywhere. So what's happening here? Well, we are above the averages. That's a good thing, right? When you're above the moving averages, technically that's a bullish trend. Problem is the averages are moving completely sideways, which indicates that there is no trend to it. And if you look straight down at our stochastics, nope, there's no momentum happening either. But if you zoom out just a little bit, and I say zoom out, we don't really have to resize it to see this. I'm just going to kind of draw it for you. You'll notice that we can draw a very perfect symmetrical triangle. Right? Now, symmetrical triangles are a specific type of triangle that, for the most part, is a 50-50 probability. It could go either direction. I know, it's probably not what you wanted to hear, but it could go either direction. This is a little bit small as far as triangles are concerned. Generally speaking, triangles are a little bit bigger, but this still qualifies. It's about the same time frame. It's about the right time frame, I should say. And, all the symmetry to it is just perfect for a triangle, which really tells us where we are. It explains a lot. It explains why we're not seeing movement up or down. We're seeing a little up, a little bit down, a little up, a little down, because we're converging into that triangle there. And we really don't know where things are going to go until this triangle breaks out. Like I say, it's a symmetrical triangle. It's 50-50. Some people will try to make the argument that triangles are bullish. They're wrong. Triangles are not inherently bullish. Symmetrical triangles are truly like 50-50. It's about where they break in terms of patterns. So that's where we are in the market. It's a coin toss right now. Now, here's the good news. I'm coming back over here. The good news is we're getting really close to the apex here. So something's got to happen. And I would say in the next week or two, we're going to get to the point where it has to go somewhere because you can only get, so tight in there. Unlike a channel. With a trading channel, it can channel in there for weeks, months, technically years. There's nothing to stop it. But when you're in a triangle, it's got, eventually that apex gets in the way, and eventually it's got to break out one way or the other. So I think we're going to see a breakout pretty soon. I'd like to say it's going to happen this week. It probably will, honestly. It probably will happen in the next week or so. Maybe 2 weeks here. But anyway, that's where we are with the Dow Jones. Let's take a look over here quickly at the S&P and the NASDAQ. And this might give us a little bit of direction. Now, until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was sitting here saying, the Dow is the only thing that's not bearish. Everything else was bearish until about 3 weeks ago. And suddenly the S&P broke out above that bearish trend line, that one that has been in play for multiple iterations for over a year now. And we finally broke above it. And where did we run to? We ran right to a previous pivot area here, which you can see me marking up in red, and that's where we're stuck. So there's a couple ways we can look at this. On one hand, if you look at this from kind of a channeling type perspective, I'll draw some lines on here from a channeling type perspective, and you look at your stochastics, you say, oh, that's bearish. It's definitely going down. And that would be the implication from that view, okay? However, let's get rid of all these lines because they're driving me crazy. It's too many, okay? If we get rid of that, we just have our moving averages on here, and I look at this from a continuation pattern standpoint, I say, oh yeah, we broke out above recent support pivot area here, resistance. I shouldn't have called it support. Sorry about that. Pivot area. And during that time, we were overbought. So we've taken a little flag pattern, given our stochastics a chance to take a break. Stokes are going to turn up. Flag is going to break out. And the bullish trend is here to stay. And we're all happy, right? Well, that would be the other view of this. And so we truly are once again with the S&P, we're kind of in the same situation that we are with the Dow, where it could really go either way. There's a couple of things I want to make in the bullish favor. And I've been very bearish. I was bearish all 2022. I told you what it was going to take before I would turn bullish, and we're starting to see it. The first thing we'd have to have is a higher high, which we had back here in November, December. Then we'd have to have a higher low. There's your higher low, okay? And follow that with a higher high, and we got it. Okay, so we've had the criteria that I've been looking for to say I can start entertaining a bullish outlook. Okay, now I'm not that bullish because I don't think the economy is really that great. I don't feel like the numbers are something we can really rely on right now. However, it doesn't really matter what the numbers say. It doesn't matter the theory of what we think the market should be worth. What matters is what's actually happening, right? And what's really happening is we actually have a sequence of higher highs, higher lows, and a new higher high on the S&P 500. So there's two ways this could break. In the same way that the Dow is very indecisive right now, the Dow is stuck inside that triangle, could go either direction. When we look at the S&P 500, it could go either direction. I gave them to you. I'll give them to you again. One direction is we look at this as a flag, and this thing's going to break out to the upside. And that makes absolute perfect sense. It makes perfect sense in the chart pattern standpoint. It makes perfect sense from a 3-point bullish reversal standpoint. It makes perfect sense, okay? I can also make an equally valid argument on the S&P. Sorry if I just hit the microphone there. Maybe I didn't. I don't know if I did. I think I did. But I can make an equally valid argument on the S&P, even though I drew that line a little goofy, that we are at a major pivot area and we are really in some sort of type of a channel, and this thing is going to roll over to the downside. So unfortunately, I hate it. I wish I could give you more higher probabilities. Unfortunately, we're kind of 50-50 on the S&P 500 as well. Then we come over to the NASDAQ, and it's like, you know what? It's more of the same. Now, the NASDAQ probably looks a little bit more of the same. That's what it looks like. I'm trying to give you something. I'm trying to give you some hope here. I know it's hard sometimes. I'm going to put some lines on here just so we can see it. And I'm going to mark this off with blue. This is kind of the main channeling bottom formation that we're seeing here. I could really easily see this thing rolling over and heading back down to, maybe the low 11,000s, mid 10,500 range or so. I could see that happening. Your stochastics suggest that's going to happen. However, it has not happened. And because it hasn't happened, that leads me to say, yeah, more of a continuation pattern is going to break out and head up here to 13,000. I hate to say it, folks, but I'm going to say it. I hate it. I hate it. There's nothing I hate more than indecision, especially in the market. And we are indecisive this week. I really wanted to come tell you something better than that. But here's the good news. The good news, if I can say some silver lining here, we do not have the extreme bearishness that we had throughout 2022. We've seen some really big trades that have they sold off in 2022. Some were down 50, 65, 75% or more. And these aren't equity trades. And what that's given us is given us some really good buying opportunities. Take Tesla, for example. First week of January, I was in my profit picks class, and what was I telling people? Take a look over here at Tesla, and I showed them what the possibilities would be and how we were probably coming into a bottom. And sure enough, Tesla's up over 100% since I started showing that to people. So there's a couple more. I'm going to do some other videos here to show you a couple of different kind of unique opportunities that are in the market right now. And I think you're going to like some of them. So there's some really unique opportunities, some really good plays. Not all the stocks are in trouble. There's some that are in trouble. There's some that are truly in trouble right now. And there's a lot that are truly undervalued. Even though I'm a technical trader, there's a lot that are really undervalued right now. So I think that the upside could be good. I think we could still pull off a really decent 2023. It was originally my belief that the bear market of 2022 would be about a 16 to 18 month bear market. I was really forecasting mid 2023 before we get to the bottom, and I still think that could happen. But we're seeing signs. We're definitely seeing signs that this could be the foundation that we're putting in here. So that's the message of optimism that I do have for you. Even though I can't tell you it's going to be a big bullish week, I can give you a little bit of a message of optimism that I think that there's some good signs that maybe things are starting to stabilize. So hope this has been helpful for you. If you have not gotten yourself subscribed over here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching, subscribe, like, follow, whatever you need to do so that you can get all the updates and you get the market updates when I send them out and all the other great videos that I send out and do for you. And leave me a comment below. Let me know if there's some videos that you want me to produce, something you want me to talk about. I'll try to get worked into the schedule, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, happy trading. We'll talk to you soon.